This is the CHRILLCAST. I am Chris.
And I am Billy, not Will.
And it's and if the audio silencing software doesn't accidentally cancel that out thinking it's white noise, it's Manic Monday, guys. And today, Billy, who are you? What's your channel?
I'm Billy. I'm here a lot, but
He's also part of the CHRILLCAST, but he does his own thing too.
that's very true, and I feel honored by being part of it now, man. But I do Tales of Initiative on YouTube. It's actually going live October 29th at around 7 p.m. But it Tales just bringing on a bunch of different content creators, a bunch of TikTok celebrity people, and like just a wide range of people to jump on, play a couple D&D games together. But it's all edited and like not scripted, but it's very highly edited, and like we do a lot to make it like watchable for the normal viewer that may or may not be familiar with D&D. So if you want something easy and digestible, this is exactly where you would go.
Yeah, and we are looking forward to the release of it. As Billy drops really cool clips like this one. Twig destroys an abandoned child's life.
Will was a monster, man. He was a monster.
So what's the news for Manic Monday? Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Legendaddy Edition, as I like to call it, is the currently highest reviewed game of 2021. I don't know if that's amazing or sad, but it is literally the highest rated game of 2021 so far. By critics on one of the Metacritic sites or any of those, right? And it actually already topped the charts on Steam. It outsold Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, boy.
Can you imagine, like, when you're releasing Resident Evil Village and you're like, this is a major blockbuster release, and all of a sudden you get trumped by a game that came out in 2007, 10, and 12? Like,
oh, I'm so happy for him though, man. God, I beat out like I love Resident Evil, but beat out Resident Evil, man. You deserve it, Mass Effect.
so here's some information that people I compiled it myself. I don't know if this is like widely available, but essentially the Mass Effect re-release, the Legendary Edition, is around 26 gigabytes more than the original trilogy was if you downloaded all of the DLC, including Pinnacle Station, for the first 3 games on the Xbox 360 versus the PS4 install size. So you're looking at 54 gigs for the original trilogy on the Xbox 360 versus almost 81 gigabytes on the PS4. So that's interesting. 26 gigabytes of data was added for something for the remaster. I'm assuming the higher quality textures, that kind of stuff. But even with a missing DLC, you're looking at 26 additional gigabytes added to the original trilogy for enhanced reasons, right? So what do you think about these sales, Billy? How do you feel about this?
First, really quick, I just want to mention you will not let that DLC go, will you, Chris?
I'm just saying, like, even missing a DLC that's over a gigabyte, right? And there's still 26 gigabytes higher than the original trilogy. So, like, clearly there was work put into this. I think that does show that there was actual work put into this. So people were, trashing it originally, like, oh, you're just throwing a lens filter on there. But 26 gigabytes is not a lens filter.
Yeah, that's true. I think the sales are like, I mean, I said it before when we talked about it last time and talked about Mass Effect 4 and everything in between. I think it's justified. I think that they deserve like to do well because it is a great series, and I've always wanted to have it in a collection that I could play on the newer gen. But I'm very excited, but I'm still nervous stepping because I want like. I'm very happy that they did such a good job, and I'm really happy that they tackled a lot of the problems from 1, and I think that was really cool. I'm still skeptical, and I want to see what they do in the future, but I think this is a really, really, really big step in the right direction for Mass Effect fans. I think they kind of listened to everybody. Everybody wanted a giant remake, or I'm sorry, like HD version and fix of 1 and 2 and 3, but I think it's warranted. I think their sales were warranted. I think that they deserved it in the end, in my opinion.
And do you think that something that is technically a re-release or remaster is deserving of a score as high as it is? It's a 91. At least it was when I looked at it.
Oh, hell yeah. Listen,
but now it's down to an 87. It did drop a little bit.
Okay, they can bite a butt. It's 91 in my book. I am like, I wouldn't have said yes to this question if they didn't do so much to fix the first game. Like if they didn't almost like change everything I disliked about the first game, including the 52-second elevator rides that are now 14 seconds long. I am very happy that they made these giant changes, and I think it's very well done in my eyes.
Good. And the obviously the most acclaimed re-release or remaster collection is the Master Chief Collection right now, especially on PC. How do you think this stands up to that? Do you think this is? I mean, I will say this: the Master Chief Collection was extremely broken when it was launched on PC and on the Xbox One. This literally worked the second I put it in my PS4. Like, they clearly did work to make it work day one on the PS4. But what other remaster collections that you have played have been successful and or good in your opinion?
God, I'm trying to thinking. I personally, like, I really enjoyed the God, what was it? The BioShock collection that they did.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, like I thought they ported it really well. I know, like, for PC at least, it was like almost a straight up port. Like, they didn't really change a lot, but I thought it where they did make improvements. Like, I really kind of felt like the big differences, and I really, again, like, I hate seeing series like this die. Like, I hate seeing like great story, like pillars fall into the dust and just kind of fade away. So, I mean, I think that BioShock was a great example, and I think Mass Effect is now the leading example in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think BioShock, in my opinion, man, I love that series, and I still love that they gave it a little bit new life.
Probably the only thing that they could have done more than what they did, because I really think after playing it, they did a really good job, especially with the facial models in Mass Effect 1. I was pretty impressed by what they did with that, because originally I was like, okay, whatever. And now after playing it, I'm like, okay, they did a pretty good job, especially since I can now play the Mass Effect trilogy on my Vita. That's pretty neat. I was remote playing it on my Vita the other day, and the fact that you can swap R1 and R2 and L1 L2, so that the R1 R2 on the top of the Vita is the shoot, it's the gun, and the normal L1 is good, because the on-screen buttons are not nearly as convenient, but once you swap those, it works perfectly fine. So I was happy with that after I did that. But it doesn't say on the box remote play compatible, but it is, because every PS4 game is, even though they don't want to say they are.
I'm happy about that. Good. Like, I honestly, it's such a like quiet thing that doesn't get talked about a lot, but I'm very happy that like that Mass Effect still sits in that, because that's one thing I was kind of bummed that, like,
The PS5 dumped it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of bummed also that like for Mass Effect in general, I knew they weren't going to get a Switch port. Obviously, it was a lot.
I was hoping they just put the original trilogy on the Switch.
That's what I wanted. I wanted just something like, I loved playing Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U, dude.
It's amazing.
It is. It's really good. It's one of my favorite. Like,
the only thing that makes me mad is that they never ported all the DLC, and I can't imagine it would have been that hard to do that. It's like, EA, bad on you for that one.
Yeah, man, Citadel alone DLC is like you should port that to every console without having to ask any questions.
Exactly. So, and then the last thing that I want to ask, aside from how much are you loving it, is what other remaster collections would you like to see?
Oh man, personally, like, I was actually just talking to my wife about this, because we met because she's a huge BioWare fan of Dragon Age and I love Mass Effect, but I would love Dragon Age to like get redone and get put on like a 3, like the same treatment it's getting for the Mass Effect collection, but like redoing the combat of the first game, and like also doing the like combat for the second game, like maybe doing Inquisition's combat. I didn't like Inquisition as much as the other two, but I love the stories of the first and second game, and I really think implementing a better combat system and like better graphics, oh dude, I would play all of those games all over again for sure.
I mean, look how many times they've re-released Skyrim, and it sells like hotcakes. So
yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, Dragon Age was a great RPG, and God, I would love to see it again.
I want a Dead Rising collection.
Just remake one, please.
They haven't remade one, so all they did was turn up all the PC settings like high, and then put it on the Xbox One. That's basically all they did with the port to the. It's just a port. It's not a remaster. But I would love to see a remaster and or a remake of the original Dead Rising.
Yes, man. Just take a more serious, not like be more like a zombie game. Like God, man, let me do zombie survival and not feel like I'm.
And I don't care if they have the photography mode at all. They can do away with the
Yeah.
photography. I know it's
Yeah,
blasphemous, but
I'm with it. I'm with
anyways,
it too.
that's all I got. So I hope that you guys are all enjoying Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Please comment below. Tell us what you think about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, about the sales, how it beat out Resident Evil Village in its first week. That's insane to me. And can the momentum keep up going forward? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. That's what they're for. As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Billy, not Will.
And we will see you
On the next CHRILLCAST. How you doing?